Hi everyone, welcome to this video for the spell cards accessory 4 for D100 dungeons. So this is really just a quick look at the cards and what they can do. So there's a bit of a note here on one of the cards that you'll get that says the spell cards can either be used as a reference cards, or you may like to shuffle them into a draw deck, and when you're instructed to roll on table S you can instead draw a card. So that would work quite well with the mapping game. You'll be able to have one less table you need to roll on when you've got your layout of all your map and your cards and so forth. So if you haven't seen that video, check out the playlist. It's in the playlist for this series of videos. And so what is the spell cards? So the pack comes with 25 actual spell cards, the spells that are featured on table S, spells from the main D100 dungeon rulebook. Contains a bonus monster card which is double-sided. That's this one here, that you may or may not encounter when playing the Goblin and the Goblet campaign from the from the Adventurer's Companion book, book number 2. It's got a time track card, so what you can do is you can use this time track in place of the one on the adventure sheet. So normally you'd be ticking off clock faces on the adventure sheet. You can use this with the crystal that's supplied, and you can use it as a quick and easy time tracker to keep track of the time in your dungeon. And it's got the triggered different effects that you need to be aware of. There's also some reference cards as well. There's 8 reference cards. We've got the monster special ability Dark Magic, then we've got the monster reaction table that's there, so that's close to hand. Some information of how defense bonus works from combat. The turn sequence, that's quite handy to have by the side of your playing surface, just to keep a track of the turn sequence. How spells and scrolls are cast with their cast spell and scroll tests there. And again, escaping combat, we've got the block escape and the adventurer's attempt to escape combat. Those skill tests there for a handy reference. Also got the hit location on another card, and some combat actions as well, so there's information about those. Okay, the spells from table S are represented here, and they've got certain colours to them. So these are non-combat spells, so these are the spells that you would always cast when not in combat. These red ones, these represent all the spells that you would consider casting in combat, and these blue ones, these are spells that can be cast either in combat or outside of combat. So there's a bit of a colour coding scheme going on there to explain those. It's available from the Game Crafter in this format, or print and play from Drive-Thru RPG. And if you wanted to, like they suggested on the card, if you want to use it as a reference, you can keep them in a pile and just draw them out when you've got the specific spell in your spell book. You might have heal, maybe mirror image in your spell book. You can keep them handy so that you don't need to refer to table S. You can just look up what they do and what they cost to cast and so forth straight from these cards. Or you could use them as a draw deck, like was mentioned, so you could shuffle them up, and then when you find a spell you can turn it over and say, oh right, I've got drain life, and then add that to your spell book. So there's different options that you can do. You could even have 2 sets of these cards and do both. You can have one as a draw deck instead of rolling on table S, and one to keep out spells, one deck to keep out spells of all the ones that you've actually got in your spell book or you've got scrolls of. Well, that pretty much concludes this video. Thanks for watching, and until the next one, take care, and we'll see you soon.